Okay, let's get on with the finishing off the Champions League, wrap up the Champions League, and let's get back to real important business, shall we? What's up, guys? ChasingLamely here. Welcome back to episode number 70 of Passport to Poland, and today we're playing the double header of Champions League games, finishing things off against Milan and Bayern Munich. But before we get into that, there's a couple of housekeeping bits we've got to do as always. So, the last game you saw was the Ajax game where we lost 2-1 in the second of our games against Ajax, which was frustrating to say the least. We then played LKS Lutz, beat them 1-0 with a goal from Haris Seferovic. Pretty good performance all round. A couple of guys who don't normally get an opportunity, like David Barnowski, came in just because there were some tired legs after the Ajax game. So a little bit of rotation, but not a lot. It was still basically the same team that started, just, trying out some faces. And then we played Lech Poznan. Really frustrating game. We were 2-0 up after 18 minutes with Seferovic and Valdemar List scoring. Valdemar List, by the way, scored a hell of a free kick. I'd show you, but I know it will take hours to load up because of the way things have been going with that recently. But really good performance up until they scored with Pavel Tomczyk on the 36th minute, and things were looking ropey. Akira Wright, who had a really bad game, really fell apart, and then they of course got the late equaliser, and we couldn't get back into the game. Nothing I tried would get us back into the game. It was really frustrating, really frustrating. I tried tactical changes, I tried everything, nothing was working. We weren't getting back into the game. But today we're playing Milan, and before we get into the actual Milan game itself, one thing I have noticed, which is quite encouraging, if we go into the fixtures here of the under-18s, they've been playing in the under-19 Champions League, and they are currently sitting third in their group, so doing better than we are, which is encouraging for the future for sure, sitting above Milan's under-20s, which is definitely worthy of consideration, because let's face it, none of these youth teams are known for producing bad players, or at least no one as consistently as they produce good players. And they've got to play. Obviously, they've just played Milan today, beaten AC Milan under 20s 2-1, which is really good for them. Which means they've got one more game against Bayern, and if they win that, it's very possible. I say very possible. If they win that, for sure, they're going into the knockout stages of the under-19s Champions League, which is certainly an interesting proposition for the future. Definitely something worthy of keeping an eye on in the background. But let's get into playing Milan today. Because, why not rip off the Band-Aid? I couldn't find any movie clips that would fit today's episode, so we're just going to have to get over it, I'm afraid. No movie clips today. I said I didn't find any, I didn't look, I just didn't have the energy. Sorry, guys. Milan are the favourites, though, 4-7 favourites. They're third in the group. Their form is apparently slightly better than ours, but not by much. So, this is the starting lineup we're going for today. We've got Kjell Scherpen in goal, Felipe Cruz, Gomez, Belodi, who is the former Milan centre-half, and Divine. Ahead of them are Rico, Longstaff, Gonzalez and Liss, with Wright and Severovic up top. Williams, Gueye, Sterling, Shimchak, Makoviak, Matic and Magoma, the bench. I picked Liss over Magoma because Liss has been in marginally better form recently, and also scored that goal in the last game. I know, obviously, the last game we saw, Magoma got himself a goal, but, got to keep with the times, so that's what's going to happen today. We will hopefully see some good things happen. I must admit, the under-19 Champions League, I've been supplementing them a little bit. Anyone who qualifies for that team from the first or second team I have made available for those games. But, all is good in the hood. Right, team-wise, we saw a lot of these guys last time. Piatek is the traitor. Christian Pulisic is in the team. They've got this the Uruguayan-American lad Dave Black, and this guy Rodriguez, who is their highest rated player even, the Swiss international with 115. That's really hard to read. But yeah, he's okay. But let's just see. Like I said, the point of today's episode is, because we're out of the Champions League. Really, the point of this episode is just to try and secure that one point that will get us an extra bonus cash, because we've just had our. That didn't work out well at all, because we've just had our retained transfer money changed because we're not making enough profit. So we need to do. We've got 16 million in the bank, but apparently we're not making enough profit to sustain things. Let's go and tell them I want to see a good display. They're looking stressed. A good display doesn't mean a win, boys. It just means make it look good. They'll say absolutely to that, even though they're not. Both teams, let's just see what we can do. We are the leading scorers in the Champions League still, so that's definitely a good thing. And Igor Gomez is the natural leader. He probably isn't actually. Realistically speaking, Matty Longstaff should probably be the captain, or it's the vice captain behind Sterling, but he's not for reasons I don't fully understand. I think I probably set up someone without thinking as the vice captain and didn't really pay attention. Nathan Aki is in their team though as well, so worth keeping an eye on him. And the number 5 player for Milan is Pulisic picks up the ball, comes inside, ball across to Rodriguez. It's in to Piatek, who scores again, being a traitor to the Polish people, as he does so often. That's his 3rd goal against us in the Champions League for those keeping score, which is very, very bad times, and we are going to start falling apart immediately. You can kind of feel it coming. It's going to be a kind of immediate capitulation for us, and I don't see things picking up massively from here. People are going to be wondering as well why I've not been changing tactics for the Champions League, and frankly, it's because A, this system works for us domestically. And B, I don't think anything I would try with the players we currently have, I'm not saying we won't get there in a couple of seasons' time maybe, but nothing we currently have would make a difference. As a Serbi scores a good headed goal. Nothing we have in the, nothing we could do with this team tactically, I think would make us a threat to any of the teams around us. To be honest, I think our best was the first couple of games, and that was everything we had to give. And I don't think changing to wingers or messing around with playing more defensively, I don't think that would work for us. As Liss gets a shot on goal, forces a save from Donnarumma. We're not really at Champions League level yet. We're not there yet. We're not far away. We're probably 2 or 3 players away from being able to be competitive in the Champions League, which hopefully we'll get some funds for at the end of the season to try and bring in a couple of those players as early as we can. We're kind of playing Galactico style tactics transfers now, where either I'm bringing in players to teach the youngsters, the guys who are there to sell a few shirts and do some coaching, as Reece Devine's going to get himself sent off. Or I want to bring in a big name, maybe 2, someone who's like massively improves the team as it stands, like bring in a Champions League quality player a year if I can, and try and make it work that way. As Kessie buries it, makes it 3-0, and the expected route is coming. I'm not even massively focused on the result anymore. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not overly bothered by this result anymore, because I know no matter how much passion I tell them to show, it's just not going to work out for us. I mean, this might be a good time to make the point about how making changes tactically. Well, that was a weird camera shot. I don't think it's going to make a big difference as Rodriguez throws in a corner, and that's fallen to Jovic, saved nicely by Kjell Sherpen, who, he's going to have a lot of work to do today. A lot of work to do. Rodriguez again with a corner ball in. Let's get rid of this. It has been got rid of by a Kerry Wright, who shouldn't be really defending, but Piatek the traitor has picked up the ball. Let's try and shut him down. Matty Longstaff makes a tackle, and we're on the counter-attack. Can we get back into the game? That would be miraculous if we could. Seferovic on the ball, hoofs it forward. Kerry Wright was never going to get there, but he gets to the headed ball away, and apparently does nothing with it because we don't get to see it. Let's try more passion, please, boys, because I feel like passion is the only thing you can yell in this situation. It doesn't upset everyone. And we're not being dominated possession-wise. It's just we're not getting into the final third. I like to get a point just so we don't finish on 0 points. We'd be the only team in the group stage, I think, who finish on 0 points, were we to do so, which is a little embarrassing. It shows us a little bit up for being out of our depth. Kessie picks up the ball and plays it into Nathan Aki. Aki plays the ball out to Piatek, and we need to try and tackle Piatek. Or he can stand on the ball and Felipe Cruz will pick it up, but only to give it away to Romagnoli, who plays it forward to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez has all the time in the world, really. Aki back to Rodriguez. We don't look like we want to hassle them, get the ball off them. The team looks down, demoralised, unable to play. It's not really working out for us. Rodriguez again. We're just sitting back off of them. We're not really trying to get to them, which is quite disappointing. And now Valdemar Lister has an opportunity to counter. It's been a long highlight. There might be a goal coming. You never know. Akira Wright chests it down. He's got a man in front of him. He's going to try and beat his man. 1-1 with the keeper. Straight at the keeper as always. Didn't even need to see him take the shot, and I was going straight at Donnarumma, because that is what Akira Wright brings to the team. Valdemar Lister with a corner. What can he do? Crosses it in. Akira Wright doesn't quite get his head to it. Seferovic is far too deep, but he's picked it up. Back to Lis. Lis has options inside, but finds Seferovic anyway. Back to Belodi. Belodi just gets his pocket picked by Kessie, but only as far as Felipe Cruz. Will we get a ball forward again? Will we maybe continue this attack? Igor Gomez, a goal just before half-time, could at least inspire some confidence. Akira Wright, though, gets tackled by Romagnoli, and now they're back on the attack. And unless this highlight ends soon, I can feel like it's going to be 4-0 very, very soon. Matty Longstaff to Lis. Lis out wide to Felipe Cruz. Felipe Cruz is going to try and get a cross in. If he can get to it, he does. Felipe Cruz with the cross. Doesn't find anyone, but Rico picks it up. Devine has a pop. Reece Devine just over the bar. That was our best chance of the game. Probably the best chance we'll get all game. And yeah, didn't really work out for us. I don't really know if I want to make any tactical changes, because 3-0 down is a long way to come back for, or to come back from even. Let's do a get creative shout. Why not? And frankly, I'd rather play the same way we've always attacked to try and get back into the game than mess around at this point. Reece Devine is going to be suspended for the next game. I think Alex Rico is as well. Lis with a free kick. Akira Wright once again straight at the goalkeeper. I don't know why he can't put it past the goalkeeper. He's having another awful game. Really bad game. I'm going to make some subs and just see if I can take off all the... I guess take out the trash, really. Let's send on Keziah Sterling. That's an idea. Diego Gonzalez is tired and not playing well, so we'll send on Nemanja Matic. I don't see a good reason not to. In fact, we'll send on Paris Magoma. No, Matic. Matic Magoma. It's a pointless choice. We'll send on Matic. Screw it. And then we're going to take off Reece Devine. Triple subs. We will send Gueye on. He's not really a left back, but needs must. And what I will do once that sub has been made is I'm going to go into the tactics screen and very quickly move us to the wingers formation just to see what we can achieve. If we can achieve anything, we're going to swap Longstaff and Matic. Matic probably shouldn't be playing as a Caballero. He should be playing as a defensive midfielder. And we'll see if that maybe can produce something, at least looking a bit like we want to be involved in the game. Let's do passion. Passion is going to be another thing we try. They're all fired up. Who knows? Maybe this is Valdemar Lis's time to shine on the big stage. Time for him to put himself in the window. Show how good a player he can be. He is the best player on the team by some distance. In fact, let's do a quick change, because I know Valdemar Lis wants to be an inverted winger rather than inside forward. Who knows? Maybe he'll set Seferovic up for a consolation goal. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of... It's worked out well for Milan, because now Ajax need to beat them to get through. As Pinamonti scores a fourth to make it an emphatic victory. There's no real point us doing anything but going very attacking at this point. Either they're going to score 5 more goals, or they'll score no more goals. Or we might grab a consolation. Strange things need to happen, though, for us to get back into this game, it's got to be said. Let's try a concentrate shout, just to see if we can wake people up. They're overwhelmed by being asked to concentrate. And it's Nemanja Matic who's overwhelmed, which is annoying, because he is our most experienced player by some distance. Cruz to Rico, back to Cruz. Let's get a ball forward. Big ball forward would do us nicely here. Rico again. Sitting back way deeper than I'd like. Gomez, ball across to Belodi. Belodi must be really embarrassed now against his old club. Ball forward to Matty Longstaff. Longstaff has options ahead of him and finds Valdemar Lis on the wing. Lis will cut inside. Ball through to Seferovic. Seferovic one-on-one with the keeper. Straight at the goalkeeper, because God knows scoring one-on-ones is the hardest thing in football, apparently. And Rodriguez now with a corner. It's going to be 5-0. Let's just accept it. 5-0 is coming. Headed off the line by Guay. Romagnoli to Jovic. Jovic may as well just have a pop, but he's going to set up Romagnoli. Romagnoli back to Jovic. Jovic doesn't care. Matty Longstaff just hoofs it up the field, and then Black can come back at us, because why on earth would he not? If we're going to try and chase down the goalkeeper Donnarumma, no point, because he's pretty good with his feet, to be honest. And Jovic just picks up the ball, and now Danilo Pereira kicks it forward to Black. Black has options, so many options. Jovic, Black out wide. Guay doesn't know how to play left back, but he does know how to tackle, and that's probably our first tackle of the game, judging by the scoreline. It's a bit shambolic. It's a bit of a shambolic performance, not our best. And now we've got one more chance once the final whistle goes in a few seconds' time. This is going to be 5-0 here. No, it's not. No, it's not. We haven't quite fallen apart yet. This should be the final whistle. We'll have one more chance against Bayern to try and pick up that singular point that we need, which will be the game, really. The singular point to try and make some kind of, not embarrass ourselves, and to try and make that money for the draw that comes with getting, a point out of a game. Oh, not our best performance by far. I think we're going to cut there just in the interest of time. We'll come back with the second game, because it's mostly just going to be me telling the press that they're embarrassing and that they're coming back for training tomorrow. So back in a second. Right, we're back for episode number 2. Game number 2 of the episode. Let's do that properly. Before we get into the game against Bayern, where I'm sure things are going to go nastily wrong, just a quick shout out to the new subs. We've got Sebula JP, I've not given a shout to, Matt McLeavy and Graham Yates, who I can see. Also a big shout out to Gunnar Dre, a new FM YouTuber. Go check him out. You can find him just by typing Gunnar Dre into the search bar. He's just come out with a new Journeyman series, his first series on YouTube. So go and show him some love, because he needs to get them views whilst he's learning his trade and getting into the game. He's very good already. He is going to become a top YouTuber, mark my words, and I want to be among the first. I think I was the first on Twitter, but I want to be among the first to give him a big shout out. Go and check out his content, definitely worthwhile. I know he's going to pick up a lot of fans in the community, but today we're playing Bayern. They're 8-1 favourites. Yeah, okay. We're going to the Allianz Arena, which is called the Stadion Munchen, for reasons no one fully understands that are probably sponsorship related. There you go, I do understand them. Right, this is the team lineup for today. We've got a few players out injured and stuff, which probably we'll cover on this screen. We've got 3 suspended. Alex Rico, Felipe Cruz and Diego Gonzalez cannot play because they're suspended, and Haris Seferovic has a hip injury and so cannot play today, which means today's lineup looks like this. Kjell Sherpen is going to start in goal with Bajalski at right back, Gomez, Gueye and Devine. Benavidez starts as the defensive midfielder behind Longstaff and Magoma. Valdemar Liss is playing as the advanced playmaker, however not fully fit, so we'll keep an eye on him. He's also not anywhere near what I'd normally use as condition for a guy starting, but the next best option I had for playing there was Kazaya Sterling, who's needed up top because Seferovic is injured, next to a Kiev right, which means Fraser Hornby is the best alternative on the bench, because Pietras, who we've not seen before, he's a youngster I picked up. I signed him from Shagiellonia, the guy I think I showed him to you when I signed him, signed for 350k, could develop into a top player, but the only place he can play in attacking midfield is on the wing, so it is going to fall down to Fraser Hornby to be the replacement. Should, needs, must. So it's the best team I've got. We'll give it a squad number to Pachalski, who's on the bench today. He's not going to get number 3, that's for sure. He's a youngster from my youth team who's starting to look like a really interesting talent. I don't know why it is with this club, but whenever we get an interesting youngster starts coming up, it's always a left back. Valdemar Liss is the exception that proves the rule. Everyone else who's come up who's been good youth team wise has been left backs. I think I've had probably 6 or 7 left backs who could have turned into quality players. And for some reason I'm still using Reece Devine, so go figure that out. He is our top assist maker, with 9 so far this season. But yeah, I don't know how that works, but it does. That's how it's just shaken out. The Munich team today, the Bayern Munchen team, is Fruchtel in goal. He's their top performer. Kimmich, Pavard, Hernandez and Alaba at the back, so nothing to worry about there. Camavinga and Tolisso in the centre of midfield. In the attacking midfield, Rafinha, I'm not sure, never sure if that's Rafinha or Rafinha, Coutinho and Kingsley Coman behind Robert Lewandowski. So they've got nothing to play for, I think, bar position in the group. But they've decided to punish us anyway, and we're just looking for a draw. Let's hand that over to the assistant, because the pressure is for sure off. And I feel like maybe we just reiterate that to the team. There is no pressure today, because there is no pressure today. And we'll go into the tunnel, see what they want to know in the tunnel. Is there an air of wanting to avenge? There's no point trying to get revenge on them. We're gonna go with this. It takes one goal, because it does. The role he's been playing in forever. Stop asking me that question. Will we cope with that circuit? Yes. Yeah, we'll cope. There's a temptation, actually. Although I normally just leave as tactically as we are, I think we're going to go cautious today. Reece Devine picks up a knock already. Somehow he's injured himself walking onto the pitch, which is outstanding work. You've got to admire his commitment. He even walks onto the pitch so hard he gets hurt. But there we go. Longstaff to Benavides to Valdemar List, who finds Magoma. A little touch through to Keziah Sterling. Keziah Sterling gets an early goal against Bayern Munich. This happened last season in the Euro group stage when we played Red Bull Leipzig, you'll remember, where for some reason they just didn't bother showing up for the last game because they were already through, and we smashed them. I'm not saying we're going to smash Bayern today, but you know, there's money on the line here. If we can get a similar win, that's very, very close. If we can get ourselves a similar result today, we will at least take some money and avoid the ignominy of finishing the group with no points. We don't want to be the nil point finishers in the Champions League group stage, or at least look like we've got something to play for. Matty Longstaff has gone in 2-footed though. That's a straight red in any country in the world. He's got to walk for it, surely. Yep. Matty Longstaff has let us down horrendously. He's let us down absolutely horrendously there, and he keeps telling me he wants to be the captain of the club, which is just not going to happen if he keeps doing that. I'm going to take off Liss and put on Nemanja Matic to be in the midfield there. Just hold things tight, I think. We're going to put him on a defensive role. Benavides, I think, wants to be wants to be a ball-winning midfielder. Well, do you know what? I think I can probably support that notion under the circumstances. I'm going to drop Devine back to being just a regular fullback. I know he says he can play wing-back defend, but we'll do that. It's not ideal, but we'll do it. We're going to move Bajalski back to being just a regular. I'm putting on support, because if you play him as a defensive fullback, he just kind of sits by the corner flag, which won't help us at all. I know it looks like I've played the game of. While I'm saying it looks like we've played the game of putting everyone in their best role. In this circumstance, pretty much everyone's best role is just to be as defensive as possible. So we're really looking at Devine and Magoma being the guys to try and create things. And Devine, of course, don't forget, has picked up a knock. But we just need to sit back and try and hold off Bayern for as long as we can. If we concede a goal, that's not the worst. But we've just got to kind of try and hold them back. Ball goes in, Kimmich from distance, and that's going to be the equaliser. And this is probably where we start getting absolutely demolished, if we're completely honest about things. It's sad that I had to take off Valdemar List so early, because I felt like this was going to be, even though he wasn't fully fit, he was going to have something of an opportunity to shine against Bayern. If anything, he is the man with the most right to be really annoyed by Matty Longstaff getting himself sent off, because getting 15 minutes at the Allianz does not do any justice whatsoever to his ability. But I've got to try and hold on to some kind of dignity here. Try and hold on to some kind of Yeah, just try and keep it from being a cricket score, really. And Liss, unfortunately, is a luxury player. He deserves to get all the opportunities as Kimmich makes it 2-1. Deserves to get all the opportunities in the world to be able to show off what he can do against a team like Bayern. But I can't justify it. I can't justify having him on as a luxury when we're down to 10 men. So Matty Longstaff has kind of he's let me down, he's let the team down, and he's let Valdemar Liss down, especially here, because this was Liss's chance to shine. Um, he's gained nothing in my eyes by doing that. Pachalski will be the big gain here because he's going to have to come on at some point to replace Reece Devine. We're going to keep Devine out there as long as we can, but Pachalski is going to get an opportunity to shine here. That you know, yeah, I'm just sad that Valdemar Liss has had to miss out. Really sad he's had to miss out on his last kind of hurrah in the Champions League, possibly his last hurrah for us in the Champions League ever, but certainly this season as Kingsley Coman forces a really good save from Kjell Scherpen. I don't know if that's gone for a corner. It doesn't look like it has. It looks like Scherpen's just about kept it in. And as long as he doesn't make a silly mistake and pass it straight to a Bayern player here. Oh, don't do that. Why are we doing that? That's just stupid. Ball straight upfield to Udakai, who could have a good chance to run at us. I mean, really, it's open season on us as Coman's going to get himself an opportunity here. Crosses it in. Guay makes the headed clearance, but only as far as Coman, who's just wide. Yeah, really let ourselves down. Really been let down by Matty Longstaff, who is one of our senior players, at a time we couldn't afford for him to let us down. And Magoma picks up the ball, plays it forward to Sterling, and we're really up against it just to even try and get that point now. We are going to finish the Champions League with no points whatsoever, which is really sad. Because we've played well up until today and deserved it, and we've played well today, to be fair. It is just Longstaff who's let us down. I'm really angry about Longstaff. I'm really angry. I'm trying not to shout and swear because I'm recording this in the middle of the night. But I'm so annoyed, because I thought we could get something out of today. I thought we could maybe get it. I thought when we got ahead, maybe just holding tight and seeing what we could do would work. And Kerry Wright has let us down again. He scored in the last game. I forgot to show you the last game. It was a 2-2 draw against Pogon, where our defence actually fell apart again. But he scored. And yeah, he's letting us down. The pressure's getting to him. Kerry Wright as well. He came to us from Bayern. You'd think if anyone should be motivated to score goals today, it should be Kerry Wright. You know, he is the one with most to prove against Bayern. He is the guy who should be trying to show them what they missed out on, because he's come to us, he's become a star. Teams from all over Germany have been putting in bids to try and bring him back to Germany. You'd think this would be his opportunity to go, look, this is why everyone in Germany wants me right now. We'll put it on Pachalski, give Devine a rest. And instead what's going to happen is he may well have to get withdrawn from the game in pure shame, because he's not been able to perform when it matters. He's just not been able to perform. We'll show some passion, see if that does anything to help us. Because we're not out of the game yet. That's the sad thing. We're not out of the game. He might be, Wright's blushes might be spared by the fact that Benavides has been worse than he has. But I'm not sure who I'd bring on for Benavides, even, because all of my holding midfielders are injured or suspended. Bajalski's picked up the ball. He plays it inside to Matic. Matic, of course, is the best holding midfielder we have available right now. Guay has picked up the ball and he puts it forward to Keziah Sterling, who can't get on the end of it, and now Meyer's going to come at us. Muller has got a chance. Arne Meyer to Muller to Kimmich. Kimmich with a good run forward, and we're just trying to avoid having a third goal scored against us, which is probably futile at this point. Bajalski has picked it up and just fallen over, and Rapinha is in. Guay heads it out. Camavinga's going to get a chance to run at us. Udakai now on the ball. Just good cross in to Muller. Muller has a shot, and now that's game over. That's game over, and it doesn't really matter what I do at this point. Just nothing good is going to come Nothing good is coming from this. Just, it's not even worth me doing like a retaliation take off whoever failed us here, because everyone failed us, really. Everyone in the back four failed us. I'm not even sure who the game's going to blame for that. We're going to make a sub. I don't know who. We're going to take off Benavides. Screw it. Let's hope Akiri of right shows up. It's going to have to be Pietrus who comes on. I don't know if Pietrus can do anything in defensive midfield. He really can't. So we'll move him up. We'll move him to the left because he's left-footed. That's just logic. We're going to use Matic as a deep-lying playmaker, probably on defend though, because that's what he does best. Masala works for Magoma as always. Pietrus is going to want to play central midfield. On attack, okay, why not? Why not? I've got nothing to lose at this point. Absolutely, why not? Let's go very attacking, screw it. What's the absolute worst that can happen? We've got to try and get something out of this game. We've got to at least make it like we put in an effort. We'll do another passion shout, why not? See if something can come out of this game. Anything can come out of this game. I don't think it will. I think we've pretty much done everything we can do in the Champions League, bar concede another goal. Kimmich to Muller. Sterling picks it up. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong. Keziah Sterling, the captain, the leader, finds Akiri right, who's got one last opportunity to prove to Bayern why they shouldn't have let him go. He's on a snaking run and he can't find the final ball because he ran himself into a corner. And now Coutinho's going to run at us, and this is pretty much going to be it. Coutinho's going to find a way to get him a goal. Lewandowski, one-on-one. You'd expect Lewandowski to bury that, but he doesn't. And that's going to be it. We'll see it out now. It's not going to... Nothing else is going to happen. Really disappointing. I'm so angry at Matty Longstaff. I didn't yell at him at half-time. When I probably could have yelled at him at half-time. Matty Longstaff, we got told we were delighted with him by this. I know I should have done that yelling at him before the assistant manager got in there. But it's fine, because I'm going to yell at him after the game. There is going to be a serious "what are you doing, you moron" talk happening now. Looks like Milan and Bayern have gone through, which is about what I expected from the group. Let's see what it says about Longstaff. Longstaff is going to be... I'm going to get out for 2 weeks with a stubbed toe. Man up. Pietrus has a debut, which is okay. Let's do the... You make sure the fine Hubber can't set if you go beyond within the code of conduct. The decision was definitely justified. I'm not going to appeal the ban. Matty Longstaff, speak about Warn. I don't know if it's last game or criticised conduct, to be honest. It's going to be criticised conduct that I was looking for, isn't it? Criticised conduct. That was... yeah. That was about as fair as I could be, because there was no "what are you doing, you moron" but option. Attend the press conference. Matty Longstaff... I think I'm going to assertively say that it spurred them on for a comeback. The referees, well, screw it, we'll do a cautious, sometimes they want to be the centre of attention. Would I agree? He was very good. Assertively say it has no place in the modern game. We're gonna yeah. And you watch, I'm going to come under fire for being this critical of him now. You watch. I didn't. That's okay. I didn't come under criticism. Awesome. Okay. Right. The next thing we're going to come back to. Let's just see where we're at in terms of December. I think that was one of our last games for December. In fact, we've got 3 games left. Either way, I think what we're going to do is I will come back for the Wisla Plock game, because I feel like we need to start moving on. We need to start moving on at pace. I feel like Plock and Jagiellonia are probably the place we should come back. You see there's a Pogon game where Seferovic and Vroit got goals, then Seferovic got himself injured for a while. List picked up a knock, which didn't help today. But yeah, we're going to try and get ourselves through to the Plock and Jagiellonia games. Currently in the Extraclasse we sit 4th. We are 2 points behind our rivals Zaglevi, who are top, and Legia, who we are about to play, are second. So yeah, it's going to be interesting all around. I don't know how the league sorting works because we're below Leisure, but we've got more goal difference. So presumably it works head to head. Match team sorting things. Where's the teams? Records against other teams. On the same sort of following order: goal difference, then away goals scored. So we should be. Oh no, results between teams after they've played, then goal difference. So Leisure must have beaten us when we played them last time, which makes all the sense in the world. Oh, it was a draw. Okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. So it's sorted on goals, on results between the two teams, then goal difference, which we have a better one, then goal score. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right. Anyway, after all that drama, it's been a stressful episode. Right. So social medias are below. Hit me up on the socials. I don't know why I've gone all red on the camera. Weird. Social medias have gone below. Like and subscribe down below to see more from me. We're rapidly closing on around 100 subs. If you want to help us hit 100 subs and you haven't subbed yet, hit the sub button. Please, God, hit the sub button. Hit the like button so I know you watched as well. And in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been ChasingLamely, and we'll be back very soon. Have a good one.